Welcome to Agenda Edina, a program summarizing the actions taken at City Hall that affect you most. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty. The Minnesota Pollution Control Agency, or MPCA, has recommended a contaminated groundwater plume that extends into Edina be placed on the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency's National Priorities List. If approved, the listing makes the site eligible for investigation and cleanup under the Superfund program. Typically, MPCA staff try to find the sources of contaminant releases. The source of the vinyl chloride was determined to be in St. Louis Park and was coming into Edina in the Prairie du Chien Jordan Aquifer, very deep below the surface. MPCA staff collected and analyzed samples from monitoring wells, industrial wells, irrigation wells, and other municipal wells located in the western Twin Cities metro area. The results showed a volatile organic compound trail that allowed the MPCA to trace the contamination back more than 2.3 miles to the Highway 7 and Wooddale Avenue area in St. Louis Park. The exact source has not yet been identified. MPCA has dubbed the 324 to 545 foot deep groundwater plume the Highway 100 and County Road 3 groundwater plume. Edina's water treatment plant number 6 is equipped with an aeration system specifically designed to filter out vinyl chloride. The water coming out of this plant is safe, surpassing both state and federal requirements for safety and quality. Like drinking water, the air and soil in the area of the solvent plume is safe.
After the water goes through the air stripper trays, there's then sampled quarterly by the Minnesota Department of Health to see if there's any traces of vinyl chloride. Since water treatment plant 6 went online, there's been no detection of vinyl chloride in the water supply.
The city supports the listing of the Highway 100 and County Road 3 groundwater plume site on the National Priorities List to identify the sources of the contamination, pursue additional remedies, and hold the polluters accountable. However, because drinking water is safe and the city does not want property owners to be unnecessarily alarmed, officials have asked the listing to be made without a surface map encompassing a broad swath of North Edina. The city has approved a multi-phase development plan for improvements at Our Lady of Grace Catholic Church on Eden Avenue. The church's master plan includes a new priest residence, activity center, expansion of the parish gathering space, school expansion, and remodeling of some areas within existing buildings. The priest residence would be built first, followed by the activity center, preschool building, and improvements to the school cafeteria, kitchen, and restrooms.
They're operating opposite of what you're reading in the news, where their community is actually continuing to grow, and they're bringing in new parishioners, and as part of that obviously comes with growth within their facilities as well and modernizing some of their facilities. So really what this plan is doing is they're coming up on their 75th anniversary this year, and they're trying to put a plan in place for the next 75 years. And that's what we're really here today for.
The City Council earlier this month approved a conditional use permit and several variances for the project. The City of Edina's engineering staff is testing a new irrigation system in hopes of finding a more efficient and cost-effective way of replacing grass following a road reconstruction project. Edina TV's Dietrich Nissen brings you more information on this innovative system.
And where's the fire hydrant thing?
After a road project wraps up,
Here, hold this back for me.
there's a lot of grass to replant. And hiring a water truck can cost as much as $30,000 a year.
Just as a municipality, we're always worried about how much water gets used.
That cost savings is part of the reason Edina engineering technician Derek Northenskold built this temporary irrigation system prototype.
We're researching the turf establishment along a roadside project after doing the project. It's been something that you spend a lot of time and effort on, getting grass to grow and getting people's yards back to the way it was.
While on his honeymoon in Hawaii, Northenskold was inspired after passing by a recently completed highway project.
Instead of just servicing houses, they were servicing sprinklers, and it was spraying water out. And there's watering the grass, and it was getting it to grow, and it looked really good.
When he returned to Minnesota, he mentioned what he saw at a meeting with the local Road Research Board, a group that studies transportation along Minnesota's roads.
A guy on the U of M said, yeah, we're kind of developing this system too. And when I said, well, what if we use some soaker hoses? He said, yeah, that's exactly what we're thinking.
Together, they came up with this design. Step one was building the system. North and Skold glued together 4 shorter pieces of PVC pipe using 2 T's and 2 elbows. Add 5 threaded adapters. The next day, go to your site and connect a water meter to a water source like this fire hydrant. Add a faucet timer and protect it with a plastic tub. Apply thread seal tape and attach 4 soaker hoses. Stretch out and staple down each hose. Turn on the water.
Okay, test it again.
And if all is well,
the roadside vegetation irrigation testing project is a great example of the innovative solutions and great work that Minnesota cities and counties are known for.
Mindy Carlson says projects like this one are exactly what the Operational Research Assistant Program, known as OPRA, is for.
OPRA was created to fund smaller projects whose ideas usually stem from transportation workers out in the field who solve everyday problems with innovative solutions.
An innovative solution that cost
Less than $200.
Not only is the idea financially beneficial, North and Skold believes the system will shorten watering time and lead to massive savings in water use.
This is more of a controlled method, gets the water down soaking, less evaporation, less spray off and splash and run off, spending less money and using less water.
But before his idea can be confirmed a success, he's got to make sure residents' grass grows back. In Edina, Dietrich Nissen, Edina TV.
In addition to partnering with the Minnesota Local Road Research Board, the city is also working with the University of Minnesota on this project. Thank you for watching this episode of Agenda Edina. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty.